Hey guys, this will be a comic book overview on the first issues of comics as to see if you're interested in it, and if you are interested, then go buy it and read it. So without further ado, let's get started. You guys know that one black superhero that'll be getting his own movie? No, not Black Panther. He is cool too, of course, but I'm talking about your boy Cyborg. Yes. Not that Cyborg. He isn't even black, but nice try. I'm talking about this Cyborg. You may wonder why would anyone care about this character? Well, take a look at this.
Insolent child! Where is it, Cyborg? I've combed through your blueprints, peeled back your armor, stripped off your machinery, but still you defy me. Where in this vile contraption is the part that allows you to resist?
It's not in the circuitry, is it? It's not the machine that resists you. It's me, my spirit. That's the part you can't break! I don't need you to make me a man. I already am one.
Did y'all see that? Clearly an underrated superhero, but that's besides the point. Alright, let's get started. We open with the monologue with what already looks like a different version of Cyborg. At this point, we don't know if he is a villain, but he talks about technological e-waste that should be awakened rather than disposed of. With that, we see this character standing in front of a giant robot that he awakens. We then jump to a robbery in progress, with these two robbers talking to each other in an armored truck when they get a call simultaneously from Cyborg himself, Victor Stone. The robbers come to a stop when Cyborg lifts the truck up. As Cyborg is talking to the robbers, he finds out their identities in seconds as they start to shoot at him. As Cyborg is handing the robbers to the police, he explains to them how they interrupted his TV time of Mr. Robot. We then jump over to Star Labs where Cyborg is getting chewed out by his father, Silas Stone, for breaking a door inside the lab. Silas Stone then goes on to say that neither the Justice League or Superman are there to fix that door. His dad then pushes him to get a full diagnostic test to make sure that he is fine. Arguably, Cyborg does the test, but as he does the test, his father talks to his colleague, and this talk gives us the explanation of how Victor Stone was turned into Cyborg by his body being conjoined with advanced alien technology to save his life. After finishing his tests that were administered by another Star Labs colleague named Sarah, she tries to explain to Cyborg that his father is only worried about him and is met with the reply question of whether his father is worried about him or if he is instead afraid of him. To get Cyborg out of this funk he's feeling, Sarah decides to take him outside for a walk. As they go for a walk, Cyborg thinks to himself that he knows that his father is afraid of him because when he fought the creature Malware in Star Labs, he came across a recording from his father questioning whether he saved his son or just a shell of his son, and whether in doing so, did he create a machine that is deprived of what makes him human? This leads to the big question of, if Cyborg is only a machine, then does he have a soul? With that thought, Cyborg wonders if his father is right. Sarah then takes Cyborg to an ice cream shop where he's recognized by two kids. In his interaction with these kids, one of them questions whether Sarah is his girlfriend, with the harsh reply from the other kid saying Cyborg doesn't need a girlfriend because he is a machine that doesn't feel love and has no heart. With their ice cream in hand, Sarah and Cyborg pass the church where his mother's funeral was held. In Sarah's realization of Cyborg's sadness, she takes him to a jazz spot that she knows of. Inside, Cyborg questions why he would even need to listen to music when he can just record songs in his memory bank. She replies that he needs to listen to the spontaneity of live performance. She calls to a musician she knows by the name of Blue, that then has a conversation with Cyborg. Blue explains to Cyborg that listening to improvised music is good for the soul. Again, Cyborg replies that he isn't sure if he has a soul. Blue tells him that from growing up in Detroit, he is a part of the city, and that the city and him have a soul. We find out that Blue is blind and lost his sight in Vietnam, and that in return made him feel he had lost himself until he had found it in music. Blue connects the improvisation of jazz to the connection of the human spirit. Blue ends the conversation by saying that we are all connected and proceeds to play the saxophone. As Cyborg listens, he realizes what Blue was talking about. We then jump to Sarah and Cyborg outside talking, as Cyborg thanks her for giving him hope and feeling the human part of himself again. They are then interrupted by the giant robot from the beginning of the comic. While being grabbed by the giant robot, Cyborg asks who it is, and it replies, Kilgore.